Hey everyone, and welcome back to All About AI Tech. I'm your host, and today we're talking about something super important, AI regulation. It's a topic that's exploding right now, and with good reason. Artificial intelligence is changing the world faster than we can keep up, and governments around the globe are scrambling to figure out how to manage the risks and maximize the benefits. Buckle up, because we're going deep on this one. Let's kick things off in Europe, shall we? The European Union just made history by implementing the world's first comprehensive AI Act. That's right, the EU AI Act is officially in effect, and it's a game-changer. This law is all about setting clear guidelines for AI development and use, with a big focus on safety, ethics, and transparency. Now, the EU is known for being pretty strict on tech regulation, think GDPR, and the AI Act is no different. Companies are already feeling the pressure to make sure their AI systems are compliant, or else face some hefty fines. So, how exactly does the EU AI Act work? Well, it takes what's called risk-based approach. That means they've divided different AI applications into categories based on how risky they are. Think about it. A medical AI diagnosing diseases is a much bigger deal than an AI recommending movies, right? So, the AI Act lays down different rules and requirements depending on the risk level. For high-risk systems, like those used in healthcare, law enforcement, or financial services, there's a much higher bar for safety, transparency, and oversight. We're talking rigorous testing, human supervision, even reporting requirements to EU authorities. Speaking of high risk, the AI Act also puts some hard limits on certain AI applications, specifically when it comes to things like facial recognition. Now, facial recognition technology can be pretty controversial, right? There are legitimate concerns about privacy, potential bias, and even mass surveillance. So, the EU is saying no way to using AI for things like real-time facial recognition in public spaces, at least not without very specific and limited exceptions. It's a bold move, and it really shows how seriously they're taking these ethical questions. But it's not just facial recognition. The EU AI Act also has big implications for another hot topic in AI, generative AI. Think tools like ChatGPT. These systems are amazing, right? Generating text, images, even music with incredible realism. But that power also comes with risks. Think deepfakes, misinformation, copyright issues, the list goes on. So, the AI Act is imposing some ground rules for generative AI developers, demanding more transparency about training data, requiring safeguards against bias and abuse, even making sure that AI-generated content is clearly labeled as such. It's early days, but these rules could shape the entire generative AI landscape in the years to come. Across the pond, things are playing out a bit differently. The United States, historically a leader in tech innovation, is taking a more hands-off approach when it comes to AI regulation. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a lot of discussion happening. President Biden issued an executive order on AI safety, and Congress is holding hearings and introducing bills. But compared to the EU's sweeping legislation, the U.S. approach is more about encouraging voluntary guidelines, promoting responsible AI development, and fostering innovation. It's a classic case of balancing freedom with responsibility, and only time will tell which approach proves more effective. One big trend in the U.S. is the idea of industry self-regulation. Basically, the thinking is that tech companies are best equipped to understand and manage the risks of AI, and government intervention would only stifle innovation. Companies like Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI have all published their own AI ethics principles, and they're actively involved in industry-led initiatives. But of course, not everyone is convinced. Critics argue that self-regulation is like putting the fox in charge of the henhouse. They say we need clear government oversight to ensure AI is developed and used ethically, especially when it comes to potentially harmful applications. It's a debate that's likely to rage on for years to come. Now, let's shift gears and head east to China. China has been incredibly ambitious in its AI development goals. They want to be the global AI superpower by 2030, and they're investing heavily to make it happen. But when it comes to AI regulation, China's approach is a bit of a balancing act. On the one hand, they want to foster innovation and economic growth, recognizing that AI is key to their future success. On the other hand, the Chinese government is also very aware of the potential for AI to disrupt social order and challenge their control. So, we're seeing a mix of policies, some promoting AI development, others focused on control and censorship, particularly when it comes to content generation and online speech. It's a fascinating and complex landscape, and we'll definitely be keeping a close eye on how it evolves. So, what does this all mean for the future of AI? Well, one thing's for sure. AI regulation is here to stay. The EU has thrown down the gauntlet with the AI Act, and the world is watching. The US might be taking a more cautious approach, but the pressure is on to ensure responsible AI development. And China, with its own unique challenges and ambitions, will undoubtedly play a major role in shaping global AI governance. Ultimately, this isn't just about laws and regulations, it's about figuring out what kind of future we want to build with AI. It's about finding that sweet spot between innovation and responsibility, between progress and protection. And that's a conversation we all need to be a part of. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is a lot to unpack. And you're right. AI regulation is a complex and constantly evolving landscape. But here's the good news. You don't have to navigate it alone. That's why I created this channel, to empower you with the knowledge and resources you need to understand and thrive in the age of AI. Whether you're a business leader, a developer, or just someone who wants to stay ahead of the curve, I'm here to break down the complexities, separate hype from reality, and help you make informed decisions about AI in your work and in your life. Here on All About AI Tech, we cover a wide range of AI topics, from the latest breakthroughs in machine learning and deep learning to the ethical implications of AI in healthcare, finance, and beyond. I'm constantly updating the channel with new videos, interviews, and analysis, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. But I also want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on AI regulation? What questions do you have? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your network. Alright everyone, that's a wrap for today. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into AI regulation. It's a topic that's close to my heart, and I'm passionate about making sure we create a future where AI benefits everyone. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay ahead of the AI curve, because the future is happening now, but it's up to us to shape it responsibly.